And we live, and I'm back on my channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where today I'm here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It is not going to happen this video, but that's okay. We'll live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Besh. I'll say what's up to her.
What's popping, good people? Good afternoon, good evening if you are on the East Coast. I hope that you guys like the video. Let's share it. If you are watching from the bushes, do not be afraid to subscribe. We are trying to help James get to 500. Let's get him there. He's very
Yes,
close.
that is the only thing keeping me from applying for monetization. So yes, let's get my subscriber count up, please, and thank you. Let's get me to 500. But for the most part, I appreciate everybody being here. Replay Gang, how y'all doing? Make sure you like the video, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel. So, y'all, Next Gen NYC Season 2. I did recap Season 1 on my channel last year, and because of the views that I got, I said I would go ahead and do it again this year if they got a Season 2, and sure enough, they did. So we're going to go ahead and get into it, but please be sure to subscribe to Mrs. Best. Any reviews or recaps I don't cover on my channel, it's because we cover it on her channel. She has a lot of good content that I have agreed to participate in, and I am very, very excited to do so. So you guys make sure you go to her channel, subscribe, and see what she has coming up for the both of us and her alone, because she does a lot of things without me as well. So Shani made it. She was here first, as she always is. So thank you, Shani, for being here. My girl, Dr. Jim Bunny, is here as well. I am loving that y'all are here for this video. So we're going to get right into the mess. So they do the video with this basically generation edit of social media. We learned right away that Hudson and Ariana have broken up. Now, you guys, I did this in an updates video last year when the news broke, and we all kind of figured they were filming again. That's why this happened. But this is going all over social media, so they decided to do a joint statement to announce their breakup. And the episode actually shows Ariana moving out of the apartment that they shared together, that they actually moved in together when they first moved to New York City. So they show the breakup of how it happened, which was 10 days before, I guess, the cameras officially started picking up with everybody. And, you know, it was sad. Ariana said that, look, she just didn't know how to really help him. She said they were 6 months into New York and he just wasn't taking out her on dates. He was just pretty much existing. And she goes, look, I don't want to break up with you. I need you to meet me halfway. I need you to take me out on some dates. I need you to actually seem like you care. And so when she said that, and they, you know, been together since, you know, they were teenagers, it got me that he was too comfortable. So this was kind of her shaking him up, because, you know, sometimes comfortability, I'm glad that's something she recognized at an early age versus later on in age, because you kind of pick up with your life a little bit where you kind of ignore those kind of things. So the fact that she recognized that so early on, I thought that was tremendous of her to do, because yes, sometimes people can be comfortable. And you do have to set drastic measures for them to get it. Like, look, I'm not going to be in the same relationship with you from 10 years ago. You either level up, and it's not like he doesn't have the money, he doesn't have the entrepreneurship or the business acumen. He has all of that. So it didn't make sense to me to why she had to beg and plead for that. I kind of did feel bad with her, but she moved away. She moved across to Brooklyn. Now, the blogs were saying she had moved in with Riley. But apparently in this episode, that isn't true. She moved in with, you know, a roommate. He's a guy. I don't remember his name because he wasn't pertinent. Also, Brielle is here. I can't stand Brielle, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going to try. She wasn't in the episode too much, so I thank God for that, because the way they made it sound, she was joining the show. And I was like, oh, no, this may be where I cut ties. But I don't really care for Brielle too much. But she's there, and, you know, they're getting all the things situated. So with that being said, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about hearing, even though we already broke the story on my channel, Ariana and Hudson breaking up on the show in real time?
I no shade. I don't think anybody really cares outside of New York, or specifically the people in Hudson's realm. Ariana's super young and her mother is Kim, so I expect her to either struggle to find love or to be okay going through breakups to grow. But I wasn't too invested. Like, I enjoyed last season, but I'm just not too invested in their breakup. Sorry, Ariana. I still like you.
Oh, let's read the comments. Why she got to move out? Why he can't move? Because that was his shit. He's the one with the money. I mean, she has her own money too, but it don't equate to his money, is what we saying. Like, it had Ken not smoked up all of her money and gambling and whatever other addiction she had, I think Ariana would have been fine and probably could have fully.
But she still wouldn't have matched Hudson's money. He's from the family of billionaires.
Yeah.
So she really, I would have stayed with him. Shit. Okay. Don't make it work. Got all the money in the world to hide my cheating and everything. But, good for her.
You crazy. Is Burrell too much like us? I'm gonna start calling her from now on Burrell. Is too much like Kim. Is that why you don't like her? Um, it's not that she's too much like him. She was problematic on social media for a minute, and I just wasn't challenging her. It was kind of like, okay, get off social media, please, because no one cares. Dr. Jim Bunny, no. See, Dr. Jim Bunny, yeah, we ain't too keen on her. So I'm glad she wasn't in the episode. Ava also in this episode has some headlines about her as well. We learned that, she is being evicted from her apartment, her $10,000 a month apartment that she later confirmed to share with her father. Now, y'all know Damon Dash has filed for bankruptcy. He says that he is broke, and I think the bankruptcy was to cover almost like $25 million in debt allegedly. So yeah, she over here trying to clean it up, talking about I had my half of the rent. My dad just didn't have his, and it was like, okay. I mean, what is the equation of your half versus your dad's half? Because I don't know. I'm not trying to be in Ava's pockets like that. I do know her mom is Rachel Roy. I get all of that. But $5,000 a month, if y'all really was going half, why do you need to go half with your dad? Like, it's so many questions. I had so many questions for Ava. But she tried to clean it up as best she could. She said that, she's not evicted. She just got the notice. I'm just like, oh my God, Ava. Yeah, but she meets up with Georgia. They're a very unlikely duo. I was not expecting that, but they meet up to talk about, everybody else. She said that she's not in a good place with Gia. She said that when it came to Gia, Teresa was following Ava on social media and then stopped following her on social media. And she brought it to Gia, and Gia on this podcast said, "Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. She's lying. My mom doesn't care enough to unfollow her or follow her." So pretty much calling Ava a liar that she said that, Teresa wasn't following her. Do I believe Teresa was following her? Yes. Do I think she unfollowed her? Yes.
I mean, they showed it.
Yeah.
The camera literally showed the follow and then the lack of the follow and then the follow back. Like, what's weird is that Teresa, as a 50-something-year-old woman, is unfollowing anybody because of a beef her kid has with them. Now, if it was like one of the other housewives, fine. But why is Teresa following and unfollowing her daughter's peers? Get
That's
a
what I'm
life
trying to figure
and go
out. Yeah.
cook that red lobster you're married to, bitch.
Not cook that red lobster. So on the flip side, because she got into Ariana as well, saying that she doesn't think Ariana is fashionable, doesn't think she can have a fashion line. Listen, anybody could start a fashion line. It's whether or not who buys it and who shops it. But on the flip side, Ariana and Gia are saying that Ava was just really rude to them. Like, they were in a green screen. They all had to show up at the same call time. And Ava was just ignoring them. She wasn't saying anything to them. She was just on her phone doing selfies the entire time. Now, is that big enough for me to say I need to, say someone's rude or annoyed? No. Unless she said something in that conversation or in that green screen that rubbed y'all the wrong way, then her just ignoring y'all is not enough for me to say, oh yeah, she's the problem. Like, as much as I don't mind Ariana and Gia on the show, I'm just like, okay, she just ignored y'all. Did something happen? I needed more. Mrs. Best, what about you? Would that make you like see someone different if they just ignored you at a green screen?
Ava wasn't close with them like that for them to
Right.
be impacted. She just wasn't. But I do also see what they're saying. Like Ava does kind of have a stank, smug attitude, like she is
Yes.
above the rest. And she gets that from her mama, not her dad, because her mama is still that girl. But I mean, they're all the kids of people who behave like Ava, so I would expect them to like handle it better,
Yes.
I guess. I don't know. These kids, like the first season, I was entertained and invested. This season, I'm kind of like, okay, here we go. Y'all doing what all the Bravo stars done did. You got people that done clicked up, new allies. Everything's based off what happened off camera. But okay, next gen. Where's
Right.
Riley? Where's Riley?
Why no, Riley? Why'd you have to be out of town this season or this episode? Dang. So Georgia is saying that she's no longer speaking with Charlie, but Charlie is over there hugged up with and booed up with Omar over there. And they basically are trying to steal her idea, this bowling alley and kids play or whatever she was trying to come up with last season. That Omar and Charlie are basically trying to take the rights to that. So Georgia has beef with Charlie, and then there's also some beef with Amira. Basically, Amira has a problem with Georgia over the Ozempic thing, which I'm going to address Amira at the end of this episode. I cannot believe y'all got me sticking up for Georgia. I don't even like Georgia, but y'all gonna make me stick up for her? Really, Amira? Really? Okay. So Georgia says that, she's still mad about the Ozempic thing, which, Georgia apologized. And they actually show her apologizing about that because she didn't think it was a big deal. But when she saw how offended Amira was, she apologized about it and said that she did not mean to hurt her in any way about that. 100%. We saw it. They showed it. They reminded us. We good, right? But Georgia thinks it's more than that. Georgia thinks that it was this whole rumor that she was hearing about Georgia flirting with Amira's boyfriend. And in the unseen footage, we saw that there was a whole debacle of Georgia touching his leg and they was trying to flirt with him. And Amira's all like, oh, yeah, she would be done if that really did happen. Like, straight up adios her. And I was just like, oh, such trivial problems. Child, when I was in my early 20s, I wasn't doing this. I didn't give a fuck like that. But these are kids, so it's to be expected. But they also call out that they don't believe that Ariana and Hudson's relationship or breakup, breakup is real. They think they're doing it for the show. And I'm like, okay, so now we break in the fourth wall. So now we don't think that their relationship breakup is real. So lots of things are happening between these two ladies that they're accusing the group of them being on the outside. So very interesting. So Mrs. Best, I have to ask you about Amira's beef with Georgia. Do you think that this is all that necessary? Like, do you really think that this was a big deal that Amira's carrying on this beef with Georgia?
Amira was barely around last season, and then they come back this season and they have her like introducing the episode and speaking on like stuff that I don't know. I'm just not that into Amira. No shade to her, but I'm just not that into her. I think it's a little weird for people to insinuate that a breakup may be fake versus just initially wanting to be supportive. Also, if you have someone's phone number, which they all do, why don't y'all just call Ariana and ask her the questions y'all have about whether the breakup is real or fake? But I'm not that invested in Amira and Georgia's beef yet. I'm only going to say that because I don't fully understand it. I genuinely don't. But I'm going to give myself time and hopefully I'll start to understand it. But yeah.
I'm about to talk about him in just a second, Dr. Jim Bunny. I don't know. I'm still 50-50. I can see what they're talking about, but at the same time, I also can believe Ariana in her stance on where she is with him. I can believe that too. So that's why I'm like, I'm 50-50. I'm in the middle because it could be for TV and bullshit, but then it could be very much real because she's still not with him to this day. So it could still very much still be real. So, but speaking of Charlie, so Charlie got himself into a whole alleged kidnapping crypto scheme. They was apparently in the same townhouse that a kidnapping was going place where this man was being tortured and beat. And this, I didn't see the headlines of this. I had to Google this because I was like, wait, this somehow this sure did get by me. I was like, damn, something this big? Kidnapping? Public figure? Damn. Did we get it scrubbed off the internet? How the hell did I miss this? But yeah, apparently he can't really talk about it. He can't really say what's going on with the case or anything. We don't know what his involvement was. We don't know anything about it. So hopefully that comes out and clarifies. But apparently he's beefing with everybody. You know, he meets up with Amira. He's not okay with he's still not okay with Riley, not okay with Georgia. He's not okay with Brooks. He's not okay with a lot of different people in this cast. Everyone pretty much wrote him off. The only people he's cool with was Hudson, and even Amir was like, "Why Hudson?" And I said, "Come on, Amir, you ain't stupid. You're not stupid. You know why he's friends with Hudson. Did we not watch last season? That first season? Come on now. We not finna do all that. We're not finna do all that." And it's on his part very smart because Hudson do seem a little gullible. So I mean, if it works for his benefit, then hey, he got the money to spend. So yeah, exactly. So and that was actually a no brainer to me. I actually thought that they would have ended up friends at one way or another. You know, but yeah. So we then move on to Amir wanting to throw this her birthday party. I don't know how old she is, y'all. Don't get me to lying. But she's having it be this cowboy theme party or cutlass theme party, some shit. And she's inviting everybody. So what we learned is that as she's inviting everybody, it's actually Ariana's actual birthday. So Ariana has to spend her birthday with her ex-boyfriend. She has to spend it with a couple people she into it with right now. And she ain't really feeling it, but she's gonna make the best of it. Brooks is back with this annoying voice tone that I cannot stand. But he introduces us to one of the new people on the show. One of the new people's name is Liam. Now, apparently, he was a Nickelodeon star. I didn't have time to Google him, so someone tell me what show he was on Nickelodeon. But he's an actor. He's a writer. He's a director. He is on 3 national hockey teams. He also is a volunteer firefighter. He rides horses, bikes, surfs. He does a whole lot of things in a whole short period of lifespan. And I aspire. I love someone who keeps himself busy and just seems like they just have a good time with life. That goes to show you what money can do for you. But his parents are very successful in their own rights. His parents live in upstate, and they actually keep his horse out there for him. He grew up in the city. He's a city kid. Seemed to be okay kind of person. Not too much on that. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Liam joining the show? And what do you think about Brooks being back on season 2?
I'll start with Brooks because that will be quick. Ho, why are you here? Why are you here? I don't understand. Brooks, at least Meredith, I'm disengaging. At least we can get that and laugh. At least Meredith, even though she doesn't show much of her life on the show, she participates with the cast. Brooks I don't know. I don't think reality TV is for him. I don't think his personality is anything to revel after. To be on television, you have to have a different personality, a special one. I just don't think he has that. And I don't care that he's baking sourdough bread. I guarantee he probably just learned this over the summer so he could have something to fucking talk about on the show. As for the other guy, Liam, I listen, I ain't watched Nickelodeon since Hey Arnold and Rugrats was on there, but I will say he seems okay. I don't have many complaints. I have seen him in Law and Order, but I don't know him from anywhere else, but he's too new for me to have a complaint on. But yeah, Brooks Marks can go.
My sentiments exactly. That's why I'm not gonna spend too much on Brooks, y'all. If y'all want me to talk about Brooks, I need to see a whole more likes. I need to see at least 500 more subscribers for me to talk about Brooks Marks, because I'm not gonna do it. That voice tone annoys me way too much, and he looks too much like his mama, who gets on my nerves because I do Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on my channel. Just saying. But we're going to go ahead and move it on. So it's the night of Amira's birthday party. We have a couple of groups that are pre-gaming before they get there. So on one accord, you have Ava going over to Brooke's house along with Liam, the new guy, and two of his friends. You have Ariana getting ready with Gia and her roommate. And then I think Brielle was there at this point too. I wasn't paying attention to Brielle. And then he was on Talia or Taina. Was it Taina? Lexi, let me know if it was Taina because now I'm about to really Google because I don't remember him on that show. But anyways, and then we have who was the third person? Oh, then we had Hudson. Now Hudson is still at the old apartment, and he invites Liam, and I'm not Liam, Charlie and Shy. Now Shy was on the show last season, but he was like at the very end. He was in like the last 2 episodes. I don't know what happened with him and his contract and why he wasn't in the whole first season, but I guess he's back this season, and so they're pre-gaming it over at Hudson's. Now, Hudson is making it very clear that even though him and Ariana are broken up, that he don't want her to be passed along to the friend group. So he letting everybody know that that's still his girl. Don't be trying to cross no bounds. Charlie was like, look, man, I respect this friendship way too much to, slide into, her pockets. I said, I bet that's right, Charlie. I bet that's right. You ain't trying to have her fuck up no good thing. That's when you say loyal to the bro code, ain't it? When you realize the bro got the more the bread than the woman. But anyways, y'all, that's not why we here. So Georgia gets to the birthday party first, and she's met by Amira's parents. Very beautiful people, but very unlikely looking couple, though I would love to know the backstory of that. And she's texting everybody like, hey, where y'all at? I'm here. It's just me by myself. I'm with Amira's parents. You could be right. I just don't remember him. And I used to watch Taina, and I don't remember him. That's why I said I got to go back and look. Because if he was on Taina, I said, damn, he sure did get by me. Was he probably? No, she had no little brother on that show. That was Raven. We'll have to think about that another time. I'm going to have to look at that up and then come back to y'all with that. But, Ava gets there. And, she greets Georgia. They're sitting back talking because Ava realizes that this is the first time she's going to be seeing Gia and Ariana since all of this beef has happened. Now, she doesn't really want to necessarily confront them at the party, but she's going to, just kind of hang back and chill and not say much. And Georgia's also feeling away because she has to speak with Amira. So they're both kind of pre-gaming the beefs as they come along. Gia and her entourage get there, which is Ariana and all of them. And they're, saying happy birthday to Amira. Everyone's in their country suit. Brooke shows up with Liam. And, they start, intermingling with each other. Liam kind of has his eye on Ariana. He says she's cute and, not too much at this point right now. Seems like something may be heating up with them later, but this is the first introduction. They're getting to know each other. Ariana's catching everybody up, confirming that her and Hudson have broken up because Georgia did ask, and they felt like Georgia shouldn't have asked, but I don't know where the opportunity would have been where she would have got confirmation. It's not like y'all hang out with each other, so where was she going to get the confirmation? Ava's just sitting back in the cut, just nodding her head, not paying attention. So when Ariana turns around, she goes, did they break up? And she goes, yes, I just confirmed it. She goes, oh, I'm just nodding my head. So I didn't hear, but, thanks for getting the tea. We appreciate that. So as soon as Amira gets there, she sees Georgia. They hug it out because her mom said Georgia was the first person to introduce herself. She seemed sweet and everything. So Amira's like, I got to talk to Georgia, but right now is not the best time. So I'm going to have to talk to her and put that on the back burner a little later. So word's getting around that Hudson and Charlie are close. And Georgia was like, I understand why he's got close with Hudson because, it's the money. Hudson's going to pay for things. So, and Charlie's a good manipulator. Charlie last season was good for, I forgot my wallet or my check will be in my, my account on the 15th and all that. Charlie was good for that. So I have a Hudson nearby. Yeah. So Georgia already peaked game. It was like, yep. But when he get here, I'm cutting it loose. I'm gone. So Charlie walks in with Hudson. Ariana turns around, sees him, and was like, oh, okay. I saw him. They do hug, and it is mutual for the most part. So The party still is going on. Everyone's saying happy birthday to Amira, congratulating her. It was a cute birthday party for what it was. But now we got to get to the after party. That's where all the shits and giggles were, the after party. So we have a lot going on this after party. So this is where everyone starts to get interesting. First thing, Hudson kept checking on Ariana, sending her drinks, asking her if she's okay. And Ariana was too busy flirting with Liam, laughing at him, and everyone's trying to get to know him as well. And it's kind of like a whole group thing. But Hudson's sitting over the corner like a lost puppy, just looking. Ariana, you call my name? Okay, you didn't call my name, Ariana. Ariana, you good? You need a drink? You don't need no drink? Okay. And I'm just like, the fuck is going on? This is so awkward. Mrs. Best, were you just as like, did you feel bad for him at any point? Because I was like, oh, I want him to get some more friends. This ain't gonna work. Because he just seemed like he was just there. We lost
my bad. He wasn't that attentive to her when they were together.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely not going to help with the people who are going to think that the breakup is fake, even though they're still not together. It was just odd. I don't know. Maybe this generation moved differently from us.
Right.
Like the way they handled everything to me was just weird. It was very strange.
Yes, it's very strange. That's why I'm trying to get through it because I don't understand this, y'all. To be honest with y'all, I'm describing the scenes. I had a hard time processing what I was watching. I really did because a lot of this shit was stupid. So the next thing that was stupid is Amira finally takes the time she needs to address Georgia. Georgia was getting ready to leave, but Georgia was like, look, I'll talk to you for a few minutes. And so she just wanted to say, I was really offended by the Ozempic comment. I thought it was being insensitive and everything. And Georgia, like the rest of us, I already acknowledged that and apologized about that. Why is that bringing up? Why are you bringing that back up? She goes, I just thought it was just very insensitive about you making that comment about my health and everything. And I'm looking at a mirror too, like, okay, are we just replaying? Are we revising history? Like, we all saw this lady apologize to you, tell you that she realized that it wouldn't be a nice comment if someone would accuse her of that or say something about her. So she says she sees how it hurt you and she apologized. Why are you still mad about that? Or why did you forgive her in the moment? So Georgia's like, I don't even think you mad about that. I think you mad because of someone accused me of flirting with your boyfriend. And she goes, oh no, it's definitely not that. I didn't think you did that at all. She goes, really? Because I thought we were past those Ozempic thing. I thought you really were mad about that. And maybe I'm wrong for assuming. And I said, no, Georgia, she ain't got no reason to be mad at you. This is what we call television beef. I get Georgia, y'all. Georgia can't help it. She a little green to this. So Georgia, let me put you up on game real quick. This is called storyline beef. Because Amira really ain't got no problem with you. And I guess Amira forgot that you apologized about that and then rewatched last season to take her notes to cut back this season with the bullshit. So she got this beef that did not make sense. And Amira, obviously, we're alleging it's true because you this mad over it. Because if it wasn't true, you would say, I don't do Ozempic. I don't know what your problem is. I don't know why you would accuse me of that. But you said she outed your medical history, which I forgot that that's medical history when you on Ozempic. So that shit was stupid. So Amir is kind of losing some points with me. And I feel like you ain't got no reason to be mad at Georgia. Yes, she could be annoying. And yes, she can get on my nerves. And yes, she a sweaty ass mess. But she didn't do all of that you accusing her of doing. It wasn't coming from she may have said it maliciously in the moment, but she looked drunk in that scene. It looked like she wasn't even in her right state of mind. So Amira can kiss my ass with that one because I'm like, girl, nobody's finna sit up here and talk about this old ass shit that don't make no damn sense that this girl already apologized for. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Amira confronting Georgia about that, about the whole Ozempic thing? And do you think it's over something else or is this storyline beef?
I think this is something dumb to beef over. Like, we have to remember that GOPs, Ozempic, all of them, Zepbound, Ozempic, Wegovy, whatever else is out there, It's there for people to lose weight and get healthy. Your doctor's not just going to give it to you 9 times out of 10. So it doesn't make sense to attack those who are on it. But also Georgia's interesting, but I really don't think she even meant no harm like that for real with her comment on the Ozempic. I feel like because Amira got lost in everybody else becoming a star last season, that now she's trying to come back and find a way to be more relevant this season, if that makes sense. Like, she didn't have very much camera time last year. Maybe she wants more camera time. It's a dumb beef. And yeah, someone disclosed your medical information, but you're confirming what she disclosed.
Thank you.
Stupid. And like that's just not. If I say, oh, I have diabetes, like, then okay, that's me disclosing my medical situation. I can't be mad if anyone repeats it. But if someone says James is on Ozempic and he ignores it, then someone has just assumed that James is on Ozempic. Some people might just be thin to be thin. So Georgia did not expose anything, but I think it's kind of fucked up of Amira to try and come for Georgia and say, you have exposed my medical information. Just because I do work in healthcare and I do know that with HIPAA laws, she can technically, show or not, come at that lady if she wanted to legally for accusing her of something like that. So I don't know. Amira is trying to have a moment. She's trying to have a moment. Like, girl, just enjoy your party.
That's how I feel. Just enjoy your party. Like, it isn't even all that serious. Like, y'all.
But Amir's gonna do this the whole season, and I feel like because Georgia came for Riley last season, and I don't think people expected the Black community to heavily support the show and Riley because everyone was tired of how they was treating her. I feel like Amira could also be strategic because Georgia had that issue with Riley. They may have moved past it. I could be reaching, but I just don't trust Amira at all. And I feel like everything she's going to do this season will be performative or make us like slightly agitated like we are now.
Here's the thing, because I agree with you, but if this is on the back of Riley, she did it too early. You needed to wait till Riley was back with y'all for you to do this. And for you to be clear about what your beef was. Because the Ozempic thing, girl, like we said, she's already apologizing. Y'all let that shit go. That was last season. So if this is like a stand for Riley's back, she did it too early. Like, she needed to wait until Riley picked up her beef again with Georgia and then go for the having her back situation. Because then that would have made sense to me.
That would make sense, but I think she was more so banking on people's dislike of Georgia because of it. Not per se to just defend Riley. I think she's just banking on the person who people didn't like last season because of Riley. But either way, no matter which way you cut it, Amira is on bullshit and playing it up for the cameras. And I do agree with you that I don't think that this is what Georgia's used to.
No, Georgia's not used to this. And that's why I'm saying, because Georgia be looking confused. And like, I think Georgia really think this shit is real. Like, to me, y'all, I really don't think Georgia is oblivious. I think Georgia really is like lost and confused and really is taking this shit personal. And not looking at this as reality TV fodder. And Georgia, if that's what you're doing, baby, no. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. You got to learn how to laugh and start reading these ladies for filth and stop getting in your feelings. Because with Riley aside, like, I'm going to put Riley to the side because I feel like that shit, she was wrong for that. But everything else, like this Amira bullshit and this Charlie bullshit, no, we on your side, but we need you to stop taking this shit personal and stop getting in your emotions, because what's going to happen is we're not going to see it for you with all this crying in this emotive state. We're just not going to see it for you. Because we're going to be like, okay, well, what the fuck is you crying? Is the shit they saying true? Like, what the fuck is going on? See, if you play your cards right and start getting them back, we're going to be on your side, Georgia. Because there's still time for you to turn it all around and have the audience on your side. There's still a lot of time. So just play it cool, Georgia. If you're listening, just play it cool. I promise you. That's the formula. But moving on, this is the last thing I'm talking about, because as I said, this show, there was too much going on, too many cuts and edits, too much social media, too much breaking the fourth wall for me on the show. The last one to talk about is Ava versus Gia. So the whole night they kind of been ignoring each other. So this is a time where they finally come together. They do a nice little pleasantries, and Ava was shocked that Gia even spoke to her. And Gia act like she don't know what's going on. She's like, "Why would I not speak to you? Like, what's going on?" She goes, "Well, you called me a liar." And Gia was like, "When did I call you a liar? I didn't call you a liar. When did I call you a liar?" She said, "You did a podcast, and it was a response to me saying that your mom unfollowed me. And you had said that my mom don't even know what's going on. She did not unfollow. She wasn't even following her. Basically saying that I'm lying on your mom." And Gia was all like, "Well, it didn't happen. Like, she never was following you." And she goes, "So you're doing it right now. You're calling me a liar." And she goes, "No." And these two are going back and forth and all over. And this is what's so crazy about this is all over whether or not Teresa is following her at the end of the day. If you really break down the whole her calling her a liar, which it is true, and this whole situation of what it is about, we talk about Teresa at the end of the damn day. Ava, this ain't nothing to be mad about. At the end of the day, I'm not siding with Gia on this because Gia full of shit just like her mama. But at the end of the day, Ava, this is not that big of this is not something you need to take offense over. This is not something that is that big of a deal. This is not something, these are problems you don't even fucking want on social media or in person. This is not even problems you even want. I wouldn't even give a fuck if Teresa was following me or not. I wouldn't care. You need to have thicker skin. But I do understand where Ava is coming from. It's like, well, why don't you just stand on everything else? Y'all say y'all hard and tough and y'all real as fuck. Where is it at now? Because I would have said, yep, I said what I said and I'm not changing. I don't believe my mom was following you and I don't care what you showed me. I do not care. She probably was just following you just to be sweet and unfollowed your ass when the event was over. That's her on her. She a grown ass woman. She can do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. But like we said, that's some petty. No grown woman is doing this, by the way. But I'm just saying, I kind of felt like for me, this wasn't nothing to address. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about these two getting into it and Ava confronting her about the whole her calling her a liar thing?
They both kind of got on my nerves because Ava, on one end, why are you so bothered that somebody who's known publicly for being a liar? Gia and her whole family are known to lie. They lie to the government, they lie to each other, they lie to the fans. Gia and her mama are known to not be shit. So I'm looking at Ava like, you're that butthurt about that. But then the other side of it with Gia, I'm not mad at her. I don't really care for Gia. I don't dislike her. I don't like her. Can't stand Teresa. But I do feel like regardless if somebody's mama is right or wrong, they're going to defend their mama. That's their mama. That's their mama. So I can't really get mad at Gia for defending the mom, but then I also feel like there was nothing for her to defend her mom from. So they both, to me, what they call it, a stalemate. Y'all bitches arguing over a 50-something-year-old woman.
Right.
That has been unattractive since the day she came out her mama's womb, may she rest in peace, who is married to a lobster that has been overly boiled. Okay, Gia, all I want Gia to talk about is Teresa and Louie's legal trouble with Uncle Sam. That's all I want to know about.
I don't really want to hear about that because I don't really care because that's going to expose itself.
New Jersey, they're saying filming is not going well and they may put filming on pause to redo the cast again. So
after they spent all this time filming them?
Yeah, it's been coming out that the filming is not going well with the new cast.
Wow. Okay. Real Housewives of New Jersey is on Mrs. Best channel. So if they ever do decide to premiere the season, it'll be on Mrs. Best channel. But I agree. I feel like this is so stupid. Like what they're arguing about is really stupid. Nobody took nobody's money. Nobody said something that was defamatory. Nobody did anything that was life-threatening. So I don't understand these beefs. I feel like this is really stupid and childish. You know what they need? I get the producers were trying to let the kids be kids and let them do things, but this is not real life.
This is next gen too. I don't want them to fucking be on here beefing about they fucking mamas.
Right.
Who we watch on TV already. I want to see them interact with each other authentically. And I feel like
We
they're trying to force beefs and they're focused more on keeping the show alive versus riding the natural high that they have from season one.
Yeah, because season one, I felt like that was real shit to argue about. We had a lot of things going on. We had a lot of, racially motivated conflicts. We had a lot of, real life circumstances financially. We had a lot of things that young kids actually do go through. Where this season, we're trying to clean it up and let social media climb the charts and create beefs. And I'm not with that. I feel like no, let us focus on what their day to day is. And I get they have a lot more fame now, but at the end of the day, that's not what we liked first season. So I'm lost this season, y'all. I don't know. I'm extremely lost this season. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm hoping it gets better, but this premiere, I cannot lie to y'all. I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. It didn't do what it did last season. Last season I was thoroughly entertained. This season it's too much going on. And then also there's too many people in this cast. I think that's another issue that they need to tackle. There's too many people on this cast. Several of them don't do enough for me
They
for
got
them
to
to
let
say.
go. I really think I see why they keep Charlie. He's a mess. Don't care
Yes.
for him. Think it's weird, but I do see why they keep him. But I definitely feel like they need to let go of Brooks. I feel like Riley will have a storyline. What is his name? The gentleman to the left of Ava. He can
Shy.
go. Yeah, Shy can go. I can understand Hudson. I can understand Ariana. I can understand Georgia. But I definitely feel like Gia, Brooks, and Amira,
Hmm.
they can go.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
can.
want to comment on the new Nickelodeon guy because I don't really. Hey, AB, I don't really feel like we got enough of him interacting with the cast to know if he'll bring something. But Gia brings nothing. Amira brings nothing. Brooks brings nothing. Shay, Mr. S, he don't bring shit. Everybody else, this cast would be okay if it was just Ava, Riley, Ariana, Hudson, and Georgia. Honestly,
Yeah. And then we have Brooke Shields' daughter coming pretty soon. I'm not
nobody's cared about this lady in the longest. I know she was the Hannah Montana mom, like they
I
were
didn't even
saying.
know that. I didn't
I
watch Hannah
I
Montana, so
see. I have siblings 11 years younger than me. Okay, and we had to share a room, so sometimes I was forced to let them have. Oh damn! I live by the freeway. Somebody just crashed. They hanging off the damn thing in the BART. Lord, but I don't know. I don't care for half of the people who are on the show and who they're going to bring on the show. I think Bravo has to accept the fact that you don't need housewife kids or like rich kids to necessarily make it work. But
I think they have a good thing coming. It's just that we need producers. We need producers. I need like the Messi Carlos King season 5 Real Housewives of Atlanta esque producer out there to put these kids in situations and see how they react versus letting them control the narratives. I think they're doing
y'all
that a
give
lot with the
those
Bravo
too
show.
much credit. It's called having a good cast. When you take the time to cast right, production don't have to do too much. Shit naturally happens. This cast though is not right.
But what I'm saying is when you have a cast like this and you choose them, you do have to kind of pull the ranks a little bit. So I don't know. It's just really weird. Brooke Shields was that girl back in the day. I can't tell you. No, I can tell you. The only movie I really remember her in, like, really have a good memory of it, she was in a movie called The Blue Lagoon, I believe. I remember her in that movie. I know she did Freeway with Reese Witherspoon. She played the wife. And then she was in a movie called Widows. They remade that movie later on in life. But the original Widows movie, she was one of the widows. I remember that. Other than that, I can't tell you a thing about her. I don't know what she like. I know she's problematic, like
She
Felicia
had a
husband.
huge career. She had a very big career, but I just like American Board said, she was that girl back in the day. So I don't think anybody watching the show cares. No shade to see her kid.
We'll see how hopefully, she seemed weird and kooky. I might like her. I don't know. Yes. Okay, you like the show? Good. I loved it the first season. This first episode of second season, yeah, I don't know what they did, but it need to change. We need some changes because this first episode was
Because
way too
Riley's
much.
not here. That's all.
I'm 15
Riley's
years older than my brother. Yeah, I'm also the same age. The age gap between me and my youngest sister. So yeah.
terrible. When you got old, why were our parents still getting busy?
Well, my dad had remarried and wanted a kid, so
Listen, my parents, all me and my siblings, my parents was married. Okay, so why the hell was those people still getting busy? Didn't understand.
I mean, I can't answer that. I don't know, but shit, James, just hold on, James. It's coming. It better be. I'm holding on.
I think it really was lacking this episode though, because Riley was not there, and you don't realize who's the glue to a show until that person is absent.
Yep. So who you think? So you think Riley's really going to be like the center of like everybody, or do you think she's just going to jump on the bandwagon with Gia and Ariana against Georgia and?
I don't think she's the center of everybody, but I think because she became a fan favorite, I feel like maybe they'll try and be around her more. I don't really feel like she's neutral to the group, but I do feel like she's a neutral party. But Lexi Lena saying she didn't see much of Riley in the preview. I did notice that as well. Riley did announce while this was filming that she's going to be finishing school, getting a real degree so she can get a real job and have a real paycheck and something to rely on if she don't want to be on TV. So maybe that's why she's not going to be on camera as much, because I believe she's trying to get a law degree or something. That takes a lot of time and studying.
Well, then they need to replace her.
Child, Candy will not have that. Candy thirsty as hell trying to get back on Housewives so she could kick Phaedra off. That's all she wants. She's going to come back, put Phaedra off, and leave again.
No, I need, I feel like we can get rid of Brooks, Amir, and Gia, and we can bring somebody. I need somebody spicy. Because I thought Amir was going to be that, but clearly this first episode, that wasn't it. I need somebody just spicy. Somebody that's just, I need a shit starter. I need somebody who's going to start shit in such a way where we see that they're doing that, but it's so funny that we just go shut up about it. I need a shit starter on the show. That's what they're missing. They need somebody to start some shit and just sit back and let them all play. They need a charade. That's what they did. They need a charade on the show, minus the perpetration and the bullshitting. They need a charade messiness on this show, and I think it will do spectacular. There has to be.
It's New York City. You can't perpetrate there. You could try, but either you got the 10,000 for your apartment or you don't. But they do need somebody like Sheree. They do.
17, 18. They remarried now. Oh, okay. EJ. Who's EJ? EJ who?
EJ.
Oh, hey, no, Lexi Link. No, absolutely not. That's why I got
YouTube by himself.
When I tell y'all, I will drop this show because there will be a read session every single time that young lady is on this camera. Every single time. I don't have the time. I don't know. Absolutely not. Nope. And EJ Johnson fits the form. Absolutely. But nah. I can't wait to see who the LA spinoff kids is going to be. I feel like they're going to work my nerves. But we'll see. But that was next.
I actually think might be a little less annoying. Like
I don't know. She had wasn't one of Kyle's kids supposed to be on there?
Yeah, but I covered Buying Beverly Hills. Kyle's kids are not that bad. I think people should give them a chance. They're actually not that bad at all. They sound like her. Some of them look like her, but they did great with those girls. I didn't mind them on Buying Beverly Hills. They're all educated. They all seem to be doing okay. I would be curious to see how they interact in, like, not all of them. I'd be more curious to see how, what's the youngest one? Sophia interacts, but Kyle's daughters are not that bad. It's just their mama that's insufferable, oddly.
Oh, okay, good. EJ, he's too old to be with these kids unless they're opening the age range. Yeah, that's true. I do agree with that, but once again, like you said, they could be opening up the age ranges because How old is Charlie's in his 30s, and how old is Liam? So I don't know. We'll see. But that's pretty much the episode, y'all. It wasn't much of anything. Like I said, it was way too much going on. I'm excited for the season to see how this will go, but I'm not going to be holding y'all. I might be rolling my eyes and sucking my teeth a lot this season. So we'll see what happens. But that was it. I appreciate everybody that was here. Make sure you guys like the video on your way out. Shout out once again to my replay game. Like the video, send me a comment, and if you're not subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think. So also, shout out to Mrs. Best for being here. I appreciate her joining me on this live as well, and we will see what happens with them, y'all. Once again, thank you so much, and I will see you guys on Mrs. Best channel. Make sure y'all come over there. All right, bye now.